Sonic. Poor guy gets so much hate these days from everyone shitting on his games that missed the mark. Granted, a good number of them are actually pretty bad. Okay, one of them made Superman 64 look playable. And then there's the spin-off that took over the franchise and I hate it because of it. But that's not what we're here to do right now. I'm going to go back and look at my favorite Sonic games and ignore those pieces of crap. Also, the racers from Sumo don't count because those aren't Sonic games. And Smash doesn't count either. After Generations, I had high hopes for this game. Gone were the boost and high speeds, now able to parkour on just about everything. I applaud Lost World for trying something new, but the parkour system was very difficult to comprehend, and this game had it out for you when you were trying to get all the red rings. That aside, the game did have something I could enjoy. The music was amazing, running through certain levels is great fun, and having Knuckles show up for about 5 minutes was pretty great. Hope to see you in the next game, buddy, running alongside with Sonic like you should be. You may be saying, "What? You like Heroes more than Lost World?" And the answer is, yes, I do. Sure, Lost World had the awesome soundtrack, but Heroes still has the level design that I'm looking for in a Sonic game. Now, I will agree that this game kind of overstays its welcome as you continue to play through the core team storylines, but this was the last time we got to hear Ryan Drummond as Sonic, as well as the rest of that stellar cast. Aside from Tails, what happened? Fast-paced enough, and with the thoughts of Sonic 2 to inspire them, I can easily say that Heroes is a welcome game in my collection. Also, this is when Sega thought to bring back the Chaotix, yet for some reason left Mighty out of the picture. What the heck, guys? And we're taking a step back, aren't we? Well, that's what these games are all about. Running up, down, and all around. Adventures 1 and 2 share the spot on the list because of just how awesome they were at the time. Each doing something a little better than the other. Adventure 1 brought back Amy from CD and made her a staple character in the franchise, while 2 introduced Shadow and Rouge. Each game has such strong nostalgia for me that I can't bear to separate them into their own slots on this list. However, time has not been kind to these games. The voice acting, while I love the cast for these games, is pretty cringeworthy these days. What happened to the audio? It was spliced. One character will speak over the other before they finish talking, or their mouths move way too much. That aside, these games introduced some of the most memorable moments in the franchise. From Perfect Chaos to Sonic and Shadow's final showdown, these games hold a strong place in my heart as well as the hearts of others. This game was one of the reasons I wanted to get a DS. Leave it to the Hedgehog to sell me a new console. This game came out the year before things hit rock bottom and was the beacon of light that the series needed for a long time, spawning a sequel and the groundwork for the handheld version of Sonic Colors. Introducing Blaze the Cat, this game has a funky soundtrack that is so darn catchy that it gets stuck in my head even more than anything else whenever I play it. And those bonus levels were ingenious. That's the ingenuity I expect from Sega, using the stylus to control Sonic in the bonus stages that were right out of Sonic 2. Making Sonic and Blaze control almost identically with slight differences just from Sonic 3. Holy crap, I love this game. Being the Sonic fan I am, these games sold the Game Boy Advance for me. Originally, I wanted to get the first Sonic Advance for my new system, but the local stores didn't have it yet. But when I finally got my hands on Advance 1, I could not put it down. I played this and 2 almost religiously until I got my hands on 3, years after its release. Either way, it was my first portable Sonic game and I loved every second of it. Battle was okay, but when I wanted to go fast on the go, it was all about Sonic Advance. If any of the games in this franchise told everyone to keep Sonic out of the real world, it was 06. This time, Sega didn't listen and had Sonic blasting and slashing through 7 real-world locations from Africa to Greece. Yeah, while I'm not a fan of the Werehog stages, I love the daytime speed levels where Sonic shows his new moves he learned from Rush. If anything, everyone either loved or hated this game, many claiming Sonic needed to die after the launch of this game. For me, this game renewed my hope for a truly excellent game later on down the line, and they really did deliver. This also marked the first time I played with the Japanese voiceovers, as I just couldn't stand the 4Kids performance any longer. Now, if they had given the Werehog gameplay to Knuckles... This was the game I wanted so badly when I was a little kid. I didn't have a Sega CD at the time, so I was stuck with Sonic 2 until I managed to get the PC port of the game years later. With 2 awesome soundtracks, this game truly shone. I never really liked how they changed Sonic's jump noise in any of the CD 32X games, but that aside, I was too busy being intimidated by Metal Sonic and determined to save Amy, who made her debut in this game along with Metal. This game takes the alternate pathways to a whole new level with time travel. Thanks to that and the difficult special stages, I'll probably never fully complete this game. And with the game being remastered and ported to PSN, Steam, and Xbox Live, the game is even better. Although still really tough. This was my very first video game ever. The hours I spent playing this game throughout my life is probably what makes this game so memorable for me. When I was little, my older brother and I would play the bejesus out of this game along with Joe and Mac on our Genesis. What introduced Tails to the world was probably one of the most frustrating games I've ever played. I say this because of the special stages. Unless you had someone who knew what they were doing as player 2, your rings would be gone in an instant, costing you the Chaos Emerald. Then later with Sonic and Knuckles, you could totally break the game in certain zones as Knuckles. Hands down, this game holds a special place in my heart for a good reason. Okay, how could this game not be on any Sonic fan's list? Well, unless there are enough tight shit who think there are no good Sonic games. Oh, but what's this? Colors also holds the same spot for number 2 on this list? Kind of a cop-out, don't you think? Well, this is my list, and I love these games. Colors for making me buy the Wii, and Generations for just how damned amazing it is. Sonic Colors was the first game in a long time to throw out the 4Kids and bring in fresh new talent, while keeping Dr. Eggman's voice the same. Colors took the Unleashed formula and made it work even better for what turned out to be possibly my favorite game on the Wii. Then we have Generations, the Big 20. This game means a lot to me because it was also the same year that I turned 20. That's right! Sonic and I share the same year of our birth, 1991. Not only did they improve everything from Colors, bring back older stages with new designs, but classic Sonic returned. It wasn't quite Genesis quality, but damn good for it being so long since the days of old. Take that, Sonic 4! This is hands down the game I find myself playing the most, always trying to find ways to beat my best times. And I really hope they go back to this formula because it works. And no, I am not a delusional fan for loving these two games. They're both excellent and the reviews are there to speak for them. Jeez, talk about insulting. In my mind, this is perfection. It doesn't get any better than this. One massive game, 3 playable characters with slight differences to make them unique. Oh, and that level design. Not to mention the music. This is the game I spent the most time on when I was younger, as well as the first game I've ever managed to beat on my own. With this game being my favorite in the entire franchise, it hurts to see that this game never gets any ports these days. Sure, Sonic 1, 2, and CD all get ports pretty much all the time, but never this game. Is it because that whole incident with Michael Jackson that's preventing this game from being ported? Either way, this beefy game is the first one I ever mastered. I memorized each and every special ring location and would do multiple playthroughs for all the emeralds and complete save files. As a whole, this is the game that had the best presentation at the time, and I just can't sing enough praise for this game. I love it! Sega, if you're watching, please give us a port of this on PSN, Vita, PS3, PS4, I don't care. I really want to play this game on the go.